Welcome to my backyard, my place of peace, my humble abode. I wanted to invite you into my personal self. I know very much so that I do a very strategic, calculated, intentional job without showing a whole lot of my personal life. And I'm not saying that I'm going to give you a whole lot of it now. That's not my commitment. The Lord has not called me to do that. Okay. What I am saying is I think that there is a personal requirement to share essence of your success, because I think we have normalized the fact that success only looks like linear, and that hustle culture means as long as you like doing stuff and getting opportunities and all of this, that like that's what success is. But we don't stop to take moments and acknowledge that there is a level of stress that comes with every level of success. And I am in a season in my life where the space that I'm in is quite literally sitting me down to focus more so on my inner self, so that I can even obtain these next levels. It's some stuff that is aligned for me that has my name already on it. I ain't talking about like manifesting nothing and like creating something in my head. I'm talking about stuff that like literally has my name on it in black and white. But God is causing resistance for me to even obtain it, because there are some things that He is doing within me. And one of those things is working on the element of forgiveness. He is pulling me to atmospheres where it is requiring me to be responsible for the care of more people. I am being placed in greater platforms, larger spaces and stages, which means to whom much is given, much is required. And He is requiring me to focus more on my heart posture so that I can walk into these spaces pouring out what He needs me to pour out, and nothing of me, for real. And it's frustrating because like some of the stuff that He holding me accountable of, I thought I had already worked on anything. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't already did this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't already. And then He will cause some things to sit right in your face for you to recognize, I ain't finished. Like, I gotta go back to the drawing board and work on some of this stuff. And one of those things for me is forgiveness. And so this is for the people that feel like you struggling to get to another space in your life, or some type of level of fulfillment. Notice your heart posture, because if there is anything within your heart posture that is keeping you from adequately pouring out what needs to be poured out, you will be held accountable to work on the inner before you get the outer. So here we go. I'm gonna invite you on that journey with me, because there's some things that I'm about to show y'all that the success story gonna blow y'all mind, because it's blowing my mind. And respectfully, I'm right in the middle of it. But I don't want to dismiss the journey of this pushing me in these spaces, and also the things that will quite literally hold me back. Because right now it's me that's holding me back. It's me that's holding me back. So I think I'm going to do something that ultimately shares with you guys what I have learned in the spaces that I am adequately having to work on forgiveness is. So it's not a secret. Some of you, most of you know, if you're familiar with me. I am now divorced of a 15-year relationship that carried throughout uh, my teenage to adult life. Um, and so all that I knew as an adult woman was within this relationship dynamic. And so shortly after having my child, this day, December 13th, uh, 2021, 4 months after my child was born, is what I now like to call my new year. it was the day where everything kind of hit the fan, where basically I was kind of like slapped by God in a sense, in saying, now I done told you to shift, and now I'm putting something in your life and your experience where you can't run from this no more. And the thing about me is like, because I'm so headstrong and loyalty is a value for me, and like a warning sign, or like a, I just see that as, oh, this is a hurdle you got to jump over. Like, we're going to keep going because, you know what I'm saying? Like, perseverance is our thing, right? Top quality. Yeah, but sometimes the warning signs is before mass destruction. And so the way that God has gotten my attention a whole lot of times when he needs me to shift from that determination or that level of perseverance is he will like throw some stuff in my face to break my heart. And it is not that he is breaking my heart. He's allowing things to shift my mindset, because in order to get to my mind shift is usually through my heart posture. Something has to literally break my emotional spectrum for me to pivot in my mind. Now, I'm praying that me and God have a relationship where I don't have to learn from suffering, because this is not fun. However, that is how he has learned to parent me as his child, which is sick. But anywho, so in this space of forgiveness, it's not like I haven't been adequately working on it. As a matter of fact, when I first started, my therapist brought it up in therapy, and she brought it to my attention that my relationship with my ex-husband, the father of my child, is the first person that I've had to really learn and understand and cultivate what forgiveness means. My norm operation is, you break my heart or you do something that I don't like, I'm either gonna like get past it, or I'm just gonna do this whole thing, like be the bigger person and move on. Now you'll probably never get access to me again in a certain manner, and it's gonna be real cute and cordial. It ain't gonna be no beef there, but you'll never have the same level of access to me. Being the bigger person doesn't mean that you walk in forgiveness. It just means that you being the bigger person in maturity. But maturity does not mean your heart posture has changed. And so I carried that same energy with my ex-husband. And so it got to the point where I did a level of forgiveness. I feel I'm not gonna discount the work that I did. When my therapist did first bring it up, I ain't gonna hold you, I quit therapy for about 2 months. Like, girl, you tripping. I ain't got time. I don't have time to focus on it, because when you think about forgiveness, when I think about it from a spiritual aspect, some of the requirements is like pray for the people that you want to forgive, and like hope, pray for the best for them, and it's like I ain't there. You know what I'm saying? I like to be real authentic in my prayers, and so ultimately, you say what? Nah. And so I quit therapy for about 2 months, and she knew exactly why I dipped out on her. I'm not ready. I'm not doing it. And if you know me, I'm not doing what I don't want to do. It is one of the whole reasons why I'm in entrepreneurship. I'm not doing what I don't. And so I finally had a talk with myself of like, you have to like raise a human being with this person, and like you have to do it adequately and through excellence. You don't get to like half this, or like, no. And so, but we're in another phase of life where there is more that God is requiring from me. And so I'm back in the game. And I know that this is the thing that, and it is not just him. I've began to notice that there are some things, or some other people, where I haven't adequately dealt with my heart posture with these people. And God is really holding me accountable to pay attention to it, because he is not going to allow me to serve the hearts of other people when my heart posture is not well. Obedience is purpose is so ghetto. I just want to acknowledge that. I really do. But anywho, so I think today is the first the first of many ways that I want to acknowledge and honor what I have learned from my ex-husband specifically, because there is beauty in learning something from someone that doesn't think the same way that you do, that maybe doesn't have the same value system as you do, that doesn't have the same way of operation that you do. Sometimes when we're operating in offense and we're so focused on offense that we're only looking at the harm in the differences, but like in this journey I've really been recognizing the positives and how God allowed, where it says all things work for the good of those who love the Lord, right? And so for him and I, the differences have probably pissed one another off. But there is still a learning experience in like, well, what do I see in your different perception, in your different way of like navigating your worldview. And so where I've been is in one of those lessons. He taught me not only in his words, but in his demonstration and in his actions, that your actions speak louder than words. It was like one of his biggest mottos. And it is literally his way of life. Um, and so I've been in silence because my job as well as my gift is the operation of my mind that comes out of my mouth. Like a lot of people use their mind for their jobs. My job is my mind. My gift is the way that I am able to orchestrate the muscle of my mind. And it flows through my words and my communication. And so I have been in my shut up season where I have just been allowing God to really like show me the ways that I have constructed my thoughts, whether it's been in offensive or defense, and how I am learning to reframe them from a space of safety and from a space of learning, and not from this constant reframe of like protection mode. Your actions speaking louder than your words has taught me, one, more so what I do in my job is I'm literally trying to focus on body language and behavior along with words. Doing that with myself is noticing this. When my words of, oh, I forgive this person, or like it is very differently in my behavior, because my behavior can be very distant and avoidant out of protection mode. Not not disrespectfully. It's just I've trained myself. You do not get access to me anymore. But there is a way in measuring what avoidance is versus lack of access. And good girl, now we can't be operating out of that norm because you have a whole human to raise with this person. It has also required me to look at my own way of how I operate as a businesswoman. Like, not just you hearing me talk, how I've really been having to prune some of these like trash ways to really walk in the excellence of being a businesswoman. There's some things that I have walked into where the presence of me has gotten me there. But baby, this character shift has to keep me there. Like, we talking longevity of some things, and it's like it's just my ego is being checked and nurtured of understanding that there are ways that I can learn to protect myself that look differently. I have every right to protect myself. I have every right to hold and be very mindful in my boundaries of access to me personally and professionally. But there is an obligation of the demonstration of how I show up and who I am. And a part of that I know is sharing a little bit more about my story of becoming. Because I never want to dismiss that God is more grandiose than my gifts. Like my gifts speak for itself, respectfully. And that's not an arrogance. That is a surety of who I have learned myself to be in my womanhood, in my professionalism, in my calling, in my purpose. However, I have also been humble enough to know that them gifts don't mean nothing if my heart posture is not adequate. So, I just wanted to share this snippet. There are going to be some more things that I share with you guys about what I have learned so that I am properly reteaching myself the beauty in some of these experiences, um, and how some of these things have been necessary. I'm not normalizing pain. I'm not normalizing trauma. I'm saying that there are some things that we can learn from the experiences that we are having to go through. Um, and so I just want to share that with you guys. Um, this is not the opportunity to come up in my comments and my messages and like trauma bond and think you gonna disrespect like your ex or your baby daddy or your baby mama or your whatever with me, because God don't even allow me to disrespect that man. Every time I try to, he hold me accountable. If you think I'm lying, ask him, okay, if you know him. And so what I'm saying is you ain't gonna have fun without me having it. And so, I'm all for, the stories of relatability, because there have been posts that I have shared vulnerability and I have gotten messages and feedback and just like, girl, like, thank you for saying that, or thank you for, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate that. But I just don't want you to think that there's permission for you to jump in, like, think you're going to trash talk somebody along with me or him respectfully, because like, it might get you cussed out more than anything. I just want to go ahead and say that to the public, because I just told you the Lord is still working on me. Okay, well, with that being said, I hope everyone is having a great holiday season, honey. And please hold yourself accountable to check your warning signs before mass destruction. Because some stuff ain't the enemy. Some stuff you holding your own self back from not holding yourself accountable. So here we go. Thanks for joining this ghetto journey with me. Be well, breathe through it. Bye.